Question for those that might not know anything about the Creative Coalition, can you tell us what it's about?
We use the voice and platform of the entertainment industry to promote social welfare causes. So every citizen has a responsibility to serve their community, and when you're a celebrity, when you're in the entertainment industry, you have an even greater responsibility to make sure that your voice is heard. Because in today's society, entertainment is very influential.
Well, our primary mission is to protect, defend, and promote the arts in the United States. We spend a lot of time lobbying in Washington and in major metropolitan areas and state capitals to keep the arts in the public discussion and keep funding for the arts going. We also, because our membership is made up of predominantly people who have achieved a certain level of notoriety, we use the power of that media attention to focus attention on issues of public importance. And we do other stuff, like we honor teachers, and we do our Spotlight Initiative Award, which is great, honoring independent filmmakers, and generally, try to make the world a friendlier place for artists, and to try to change the rhetoric and the conversation about art in this country, because a lot of people see it as sort of a luxury item, something extraneous, and we believe firmly that it's the main course, it's not dessert.
I think it's important to band together and have your voices heard, especially when it comes to education and children and keeping the arts in public schools. It really takes people fighting for that, because it's slipping away very quickly.
You chose Tao to host this awesome event.
Tao chose us.
Okay.
And we are just thrilled and honored. Tao is our wonderful host, and Tao is a company that likes to do well by doing good.
Yes.
Certainly tonight.
And we've been there in New York and Las Vegas, and here in Park City. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's great, and we'll come to New York and Las Vegas, and wherever you want us. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Riley. Hi, Ellen. A couple questions.
Sure.
Al Soto here with Click on This. Can you tell us, do you have a current film that's screening here at Sundance?
Yeah, it's called Another Happy Day, and it premiered last night.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about the film and who you're starring with?
It's myself, Kate Bosworth, Demi Moore, Ezra Miller, Ellen Burstyn, George Kennedy, a young boy named Daniel Yelsky, Siobhan Fallon, and Diana Scarborough.
Great, great. Did you hang out a lot offset as well and become good friends with the fellow cast?
We were one big happy family.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're looking lovely tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Good times, for sure. We saw the film. That's all we needed.
Give me a TV Guide version of your movie. Just give us something about it.
It's like 36 hours in an investment bank. Before the crisis, we got Kevin Spacey, Jeremy Irons, the whole team.
That's fantastic, man. We look forward to seeing it.
Thanks so much.
For the independent filmmaker, I mean, obviously there's a system of making it happen. Any advice to anybody out there that's watching our show?
Find a good piece of material. That's it.
All about
top to bottom.
Really?
All about that.
What about casting? I mean,
the material gets to the cast. That's it.
Right. And hopefully they get
when you get Kevin Spacey, then everything gets better.
Exactly. And then you guys get the awards like this, right?
You look really smart.
Stay awake as long as you can.
Is that another one too? Yeah. Well, wait, 36 hours maybe.
Gotta get him.
Keep going. Yeah. Exactly.
Enjoy your Sundance, man. We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks, guys. Take care, bro.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
For those who might not heard much about the film, can you talk about it?
It's a story about the collapse in 2008 of a financial firm and what it's like to be there for those 48 hours when you're just clawing. You discover that your negativity is greater than the value of your company, and you have to do something about it, and what that's like to go through.
Okay.
So I think it's a hell of a film. It's a sort of thriller, but also a very personal story, because you understand what it's like for those people working there. When it happened, we said all bankers are bastards, but they're not really. They were all
like attorneys.
But that's a generalization, and I think this movie shows really what it was like for them, and not a pleasant time.
Right. Talk about this one that's here at Sundance, please.
Yeah, it's called Margin Call. It's got a phenomenal cast. First-time director, writer J.C. Shandor. And it's essentially a look at the financial collapse, just on a sort of small, intimate level. It's like a fictitious but historically accurate kind of approximation of the 16 to 24 hours where a very small group of people made all the decisions that essentially affected the world. You know, so it's definitely a bit heavy. It's dialogue driven. It's heady, but it was a really amazing experience.
Of course, we all remember you from The West Wing, a phenomenal project. Have you been in touch with Aaron Sorkin lately?
Just had coffee with him about 4 days ago.
All right.
I'm developing a movie, and I talked to him about possibly writing it, but he's a very busy man right now. But
Social Network getting tons of nominations.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he's enjoying every minute of that, and he deserves it. He's obviously just a fantastic writer, and he's a great guy and a great friend, and I'm very happy for him.
Fantastic. Now, can you tell us about your latest project coming up?
Well, this is the project that I'm developing. We've raised money in London to develop it, and it's about the Russian oligarch Mikhail Khodorkovsky, who was reconvicted for a second time just over Christmas in Moscow. He's an enemy of Putin, and Putin is taking care of business by keeping him in jail. Oh, wow. And it's a fascinating story about what once was the richest man in Russia, who is now the symbol of dissidence. And he's not a poet, and he's not a writer, and he's not a social activist. He's an oil man. And I just find that fascinating. I just think it's a great story.
Wow, well, lots of luck with that project. And thanks so much, Richard Schiff, for talking this year on Click on This Show.
For fans of your show, what do we expect to see with your character at the practice?
Oh, I don't know. I hope all kinds of mayhem. I mean, it's always fun, right? The crazier it gets. But I honestly don't know. If I did, I couldn't tell you. And if I did tell you, I'd have to kill you and myself. So.
Always. Tell us a little bit more. What do we expect to see from your character coming up? Anything? Can you...
I can't tell you anything.
Nothing at all?
Oh, I'd have to kill you immediately.
That's what Tim just told me. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
It's terrible, but that's what we do in Hollywood. They make us, sign papers.
It's quiet things, right? Can we see you in any upcoming projects?
That's a good question. I know. Well, I'm working on a few things, but I can't really talk about it.
Because you'd have to kill me.
I'd have to kill
you. That's wonderful.
Bloodshed tonight. This should be a peaceful night.
It was so good talking.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
Take care, okay? Bye.
Good to see you.